Good morning. I brought pictures. Since Pac said you have to put your phone away. Good morning, Brooks School. My name is Matt Mues, class of 2004. And what an honor it is to be asked to speak to you on this fine Monday. Giving Day at that. My second favorite day at Brooks School to Ginkgo Day, but today is far more important. I want to tell you a bit about my Brooks experience, but not like others have, reminding you that you all existed before Brooks and will after Brooks, but this time here is unmatched. I also live by the quote, "A picture is worth 1,000 words." So I brought a few with me today. I'm aware your generation is very fond of Instagram. So a little background. Born a quick 33 years ago in the summer of 1985, I believe Pac would have been that class, to parents in Maryland, a giant baby nicknamed the Fridge. I grew up in two locations though, as my amicable parents got divorced when I was very young. My mom was in Maryland, and my father relocated back to Colorado. My brother Toby and I spent alternating years between our parents, even grades in Colorado, odd grades in Maryland. I racked up the frequent flyer miles on United as a 7-year-old. Until sophomore year of high school, where I decided not to go back to Colorado and my dad. Spring of 2002, I had applied to Brooks School prior to ever visiting, and sure enough, I got in. A blooming 6-foot hockey player, mostly known for my slap shot, a decent stride, I drove up to North Andover, Massachusetts with my mom, and here I was. I knew no one, literally no one, and I was 10 hours from home. The first two people I met in that dining hall down the street, J.C. Zapata, Noel Broussard, they were my first friends. Living in a loft in Blake, I first met my first roommate ever, Eric Amoroso, that night. A spectacular first fall it was here. 2002, the girls' soccer team went undefeated. Jamie Gilbert was a true star. Then the fall of 2003, the boys' soccer team was otherworldly. Shane Bogus in net, Matt Carroll, Mike Facito, Charlie Davies, causing mayhem for other teams. A true dream team for Dusty and Pac, going 16-0. Our senior hockey picture here. 11 of the 18 guys graduated that year, and in a flash, it was 2004. Lessons learned here through hockey are work ethic, which I still utilize today. Deep conversations learning about who you are, how you work on a team, and better understand how to prepare myself for the challenges in life. On that sunny May day in 2004, Prize Day had arrived. I will never forget this exact moment, for when Matthew Jordan Mues was read as I walked across the stage, for the first time in my life, I can remember my entire family being there as I waved and smiled to them. In turn, my entire new family of Brooks friends and their families as well were there. The Waters family, the Hendrickson families, these day students' families had taken us boarding students in to their homes countless times, giving without expecting anything in return. Brooks was my first constant in life, always bouncing around from place to place, but then found myself right at home here, and that's something I can never repay Brooks for. But what I haven't told you guys is what people referred to me at Brooks changed. My father and his father were both nicknamed Moose, and when my friends found out my nickname was Moose, and it's often how I played on the ice, it was forever changed. Matthew was a thing of the past, and Moose was here to stay. After Brooks, I was accepted to the University of Vermont, where I graduated from in 2008, after 4 perfect college years in Burlington, Vermont. Ironically, UVM is another campus wrapped over a hill, looking at a lake, just like Brooks. I'm very fond of UVM and have been currently asked to sit on their board of trustees through 2021 as a liaison to the Boston region. Since 2008, I've moved back to Boston, continuing to give back in my own ways. I work in Massachusetts General Hospital as a senior finance manager, as Emily said, for a chief of radiology who's an expert in translational research to improve bedside care through novel devices. I spend my spare time traveling the world, having enjoyed Portugal, Ireland, Colombia, and most recently a mind-blowing trip to the Holy Land for so many religions. Israel's a must if I must suggest one place for all of you to go. I know you got to hear Charlie speak last week, a fellow 2004 grad and a great friend. I will never forget when I saw him literally 48 hours after getting put back together. Brooks taught me the importance of caring for those around me. I've coached hockey for a Boston high school. I play on a few men's league teams, but the community engagement is where I've found my niche. Neighborhood associations and civic groups give the opportunity to improve the way your city resides and how you live in it. Elected officials around the country make decisions, but you will learn they must report to the constituents who are very influential. I also donate blood 6 times a year, the maximum. a little way to give to those who might need it in an emergency. Plus, I think it's good karma. So just like your recent reading of Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, who notes the success of Canadian hockey players born in the first months of the year, stardom of the Beatles, and the 10,000 hour, Brooks grads are outliers in their own way. You will become an alumni of a school that genuinely cares about your well-being and next steps. They even go as far to ask you to send pictures, report on life events, and send out the most beautiful magazine in print. Because Brooks showed how much they cared for us when we were students, it inspired to believe me I could do more in the world. Sorry, that's a BlackBerry picture. I still had a BlackBerry. So why would Emily have asked Matt Mues, the Mues, to speak? I doubt she knew that I would show 50 pictures in 15 minutes, but rather to remind you that Brooks is a way of life. I would gently remind you, freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, your remaining years are invaluable. Study harder than ever, focus on what's at hand, and don't take it for granted that someone else cares that you succeed. For you 2019 grads, after this Monday, 14 short Mondays between your prize day at the end of May, and you too will become alumni of the prestigious Brooks School on Great Pond Road. We have a lot of wedding pics because Brooks grads like to get married. So imagine when it's 2026 and all of you current Brooks students are grads of your college, pursuing your dreams in the real world. You're sending rent in by Venmo, Uber Xing to work. Remember that big guy named Mues said, "Don't forget about Brooks." This pic cracks me up. This is a former prefect, Delia. She let put her hair on your head when you go to weddings with her because she thinks you don't have enough hair. So we got a little flashback for Dusty, Pack, and Kay there. That's just your pick, okay, Pack? And here's Matt Carroll's wedding. This is Pack's nephew. Your Brooks memories don't end when they leave. They just keep accumulating as we share life's memories together. And more black tie unofficial Brooks reunions. It's a beautiful wedding last year. And this is the Waters wedding last year. Willie's speech for his brother was unbelievable. Also a Brooks grad. He had the entire place cried. So I leave you with this. Alumni gatherings, charity work, even the annual reception in New York and Boston are a staple of what Brooks continues to do post-grad. Because of Brooks, you are a better version of you. Brooks was just as lucky to have you as you were lucky to have Brooks, studied and grown up here like I did. Our time is so precious. Brooks is deeply embedded in my life, a staple of lifelong education, enduring morals, and friendships I cherish to this day. Thank you for listening this morning. Thank you, Mr. Packard, and thank you, Brooks School.